Hey everyone, for today's video I'm going to be going off the books and going to be talking about some returning television shows that I have missed over the summer and are returning next week, and also going to be talking about some new series that I'd be planning on watching and anticipated for, which I'm really excited about. This is actually my second video where I'd be talking about television. I like to talk about television. I like to kind of tweet about an episode that I'm watching and all that fun stuff. So if you haven't seen my first video, it's actually a top 10 list, kind of ranking all my shows by their season from last seasons. I'll leave the link down below if you want to check it out. It's spoiler free. But for this video, I should warn you, this will actually be a spoiler video. Because why not? I should have actually done that with that last video. It's so much harder to not spoil, you know. So if you haven't really seen a show that I am talking about, I really don't want you to kind of like stop the video and go away. I want you to watch this video. So how I'm going to do it is I'm going to actually list all the shows down below, as you can see in the descriptions there. I will actually also mark the times of when I start talking about them. That way, if you have seen a show that I'm talking about, you could just skip ahead and check it out. So like I said before, I do like to kind of tweet from an episode of my shows. If you wanted to kind of join my conversation, I have my Twitter link down below. You can go ahead and follow me. Let me know what show you're interested in wanting to talk about as well, and then we could have a little conversation about it. So how I'm going to be talking about this video, I'll give you kind of all the shows that are going day by day, starting from Sunday to Friday. That is just easier for me rather than putting them in order by premiere, I guess. And all these shows will be actually the local channels like ABC, CW, and there are no cable shows. There's also a couple of days where some of the shows will kind of clash together in the same hour. And you're probably thinking, you know, how am I going to watch two shows in 1 hour? Luckily, I have all the apps on my iPad, of ABC, CBS, and all of them, so that way if I miss an episode I could actually watch them from that app. And yeah, I think I said my piece. So are we good? Are we there? I think I have said what I need to say in this intro. So grab a snack, grab a drink, let's get started. Starting on Sunday, I only have 2 shows in the first hour, and the first one is going to be Once Upon a Time. They are heading into their 4th season, and I think this is going to be the season where everybody's going to be talking about, because they are doing this season based on the movie Frozen. I really like how they did from last season, where they explored a little bit outside of storybook, where the first half was kind of like they did Neverland, Peter Pan, and the second half they did Wizard of Oz with the Wicked Witch. So I'm looking forward to what they're going to do with this season of Frozen. We don't know really if Elsa is going to be a villain or a heroine. There's also some characters from the movie like Anna and Kristoff and Hans, I believe, as well, and that little Pebble Grant, I don't know what his name is. There's also a mystery character that we really don't know about, so I know it's a she. She might be the villain or heroine. Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens in this season, so I'm excited. I'm also looking forward to like what's going to go happen with the relationship with Regina and Robin Hood, if they're going to stay together, or if Robin Hood is going to pick Marion now that she is back. And looking forward to the relationship between Emma and Hook. I really like Neil better. I was really sad that he died last season. But what can you do, really? So I am going to actually skip an hour, and this is going to be the 3rd hour of my night. I'll probably be watching football because it is football season, so that'll be my 2nd hour. But in my third hour, I'll be watching Revenge. Now this, if you have seen my top 10 list, this actually topped my list because of the final episodes of the last season. This show is crazy and I'm obsessed with it. From last season, you had 2 deaths. One was major because it was a main character, but the other one was actually from a guest star, but his death was actually more brutal than the main character's. Then you have a character who's supposed to be dead come back to life and actually kill that main character. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. And he's going to be a series regular for this season. I guarantee that there's going to be another scandal in the Hamptons. And of course, as we go into this season, Queen Victoria is in a mental hospital because she found out the identity of Emily Thorne, that she is Amanda Clark. And Emily, of course, trying to protect her identity, puts her there. I have a feeling for this season, payback's gonna be a bitch. Now Mondays is where all my shows start clashing together. So on the first hour, this show actually already premiered and I've seen it, and this will probably be the only episode I'll watch, and that is Dancing with the Stars. This is the only reality competition that I would watch. I'm not a really big reality person. And I know that Dancing with the Stars, they always keep doing the same thing season after season, but, I like it because of the dancing. I don't really care about the celebrities that go on this show. As long as it's funny, has drama, has some chemistry with the pros. But though, like I said, the first episode would probably be the only episode I would watch because of the other shows. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I just don't really want to get spoiled in case I missed an episode, and I have a feeling that I will. I kind of already know who I'm rooting for. I'm going to be rooting for Alfonso. I think he kind of surprised me with his moves because we know him from doing the Carlton dance, and I didn't expect that. So I'll be rooting for him this season. And someone has been voted off already, and that was Lolo Jones, I think. She's that Olympic track athlete. I think the reason why she got voted off is because of her attitude pretty much after her dance. She did not take it too good at all. Now this show, this is what I'll be actually watching for the first hour on Monday. It's a new show and it's called Gotham. I'm into all the comic book based type shows or movies or whatever, and I try to watch as much as I can if it's good. And Gotham looked really good actually. What the show is about, it's basically a before look of Batman, but we focus more on Jim Gordon, his detective, when he was a detective, and crime is just have been taken around in Gotham. This was where the time that Bruce Wayne's parents were killed, and we also get a before look of different villains, like the Penguin and the Riddler, Poison Ivy, as well as the look before of Catwoman as well. So it just looks interesting, and I can't wait to watch it. Then also in the second hour is the originals. They are going into their second season. And this one, this is a show that I'm not really too excited about, but I'll watch it just because. That's basically my only reason. It's just because. I wasn't really getting into the first season. I didn't really like how the storyline was going. And I said this in my top 10 video that it was on my list, my top 10 list, that if you're going to create the originals, why not have all the originals come back or something? I was really disappointed that Rebecca left and you just have only Klaus and Elijah. But now this coming season, I think the writers kind of answered my prayers a little bit. You'll have 2 of the parents come back to life. The father, which is more vicious than I've seen him before. And then you have the mother as well, but she's actually in a different body. And I think you might have the brother as well, and he's also in a different body. So for the second hour is another new show, and that is called Scorpion. Now, this show, if I can explain this well, what the show is basically about, it's basically a group of geniuses, different geniuses actually, um, who kind of start off living in the low life. I guess they live in a warehouse or work in a warehouse, and then all of a sudden, FBI comes in and asks them for help of a terrorist plot that's going on. I think it's a terrorist plot, and so they work together, I guess. And this looks interesting. I don't know if I'll get into it, but we'll see. I'll see from the first episode. And now in the third hour, it's also another 2-type show. And the one I'll be watching is Castle. And I believe they're going into their 7th season. And I was really disappointed from the season finale, that cliffhanger right at the end where Castle goes off the cliff. He gets into an accident or something. And I was like, really? On his wedding day? So I kind of want to see what goes on and why this happened, and they better get married in this season. Otherwise, I'm going to be flipped out for this. And then the second show is The Blacklist. This has become one of my favorites. I watch it because of James Spader. He plays his characters so well. It's a good detective type crime show, and if I can remember from last season, I think a person named Berlin is actually looking for Reddington, and oh, what's her name? See what the summer does to me? I forget kind of the characters' names. What's her name? I know it. If you watch the show, you might know who I'm talking about, but her and Reddington, they have fled and are in hiding, I believe, and yeah, I can't wait to see what new criminals comes up on the blacklist and what type of criminals they are. I just love this show. This is a good show. Now on to Tuesday. In the first hour is only actually a single show, and it's a new show, and that is The Flash. The Flash is also a comic book based type show. This is a spin-off to the show Arrow, and this is kind of where we left off. There was an episode on Arrow of where we were introduced to the main character named Barry, and he all of a sudden goes into a coma after a freak accident there was an explosion that happened, and he goes into a coma. So we find out from the first episode, I believe, he wakes up from a coma and just realizes he has powers, I guess, right? In the second hour on Tuesday, the first one is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Another comic book, well, sort of comic book, I guess. The first half of the first season really didn't start very well until where they did a crossover with the storyline of Captain America. So the second half of that season really did up its game, where Hydra takes over S.H.I.E.L.D. And it was a surprise to me that one of the agents in the group is part of Hydra. That, I think, was the jaw-dropping moment of last season. And of course, I really want to find out what is going on with Coulson for this season. Oh, sorry. Director Coulson. You have to say Director Coulson. I think there's still something going on with him after that last moment of the season finale where he's drawing on the wall. I want to see also what they are going to do with Ward, the guy that betrayed the team, and see if he is what they're going to do. Just to see what they're going to do with him, I guess. And then the second show on the second hour is going to be Supernatural. They are heading into their 10th season. Guys, this is a milestone. They're going to be doing their 200th episode this season. I'm sure there's going to be something special about it. I don't know what, really. And where this is the season where we get to face Demon Dean, or as they say, Deanman. Dean, get it? Hashtag Deanman. In the third hour, another 2 shows. The first one I love. This is my favorite show, and that is Person of Interest. Each season becomes better and better, I think. It's very hard to explain really what this show is about. You really kind of have to pay attention to what is going on. Otherwise, if you miss something, you're going to be lost. I pretty much guarantee you will. But this season, Finch is apparently in MIA. We don't know where he is because he left Reese and Shaw alone. They're all in hiding because Samaritan is the new machine that has been surveilling. I don't know if it's the world or is it just the city of New York, that is. Of course, I'm expecting a lot of more action-packed stuff. Reese is just my favorite character. The guy in the suit, you know. And yeah, looking forward to this season. And the second show, I am not really too sure about. It is a new show. It actually is going to, it actually starts on Monday, but I think it will be showing on Tuesday. I'm not really sure, so that's why I have it on Tuesday. And that is called Forever. I've already seen the pilot episode. They had it on ABC app, so I was able to watch that, and it looked interesting, I think. I'm actually more curious as to what is going on with this main character. The main character, I forgot his name. What he is he's not any typical human. He's basically a 200-year-old medical examiner who is cursed, and what happens is that when he dies, he ends up going back into the Hudson River or something in New York. And that's why I'm so curious as to why that is happening. So I will check this one out, and it like I said, it does look interesting. It's also kind of a crime drama type show. On Wednesday, I'm going to be taking a break of these two clash shows. You know, they're all singled shows. So in the first hour is Arrow. Arrow, another comic-based type show, and I mentioned this when I was talking about The Flash, that I watch Arrow. I like Arrow. It's very intense, and I noticed that it's a dark show, and I read somewhere that basically all the DC comics are pretty dark, but I've always thought that Batman was like a dark type story, you know, but you know, now that I realize that, I read that, I realize, yeah, this show is actually pretty dark, and I think for this season, we start kind of developing new things. There's going to be some new love interests, or some new love connections thing, and when the character is kind of developing with his character, he's going to become like the new superhero, or sidekick, I should say. Sidekick. In the second hour, I'll probably maybe be watching a show called The 100. This is starting in the fall the first time. They started kind of in the mid-season last season, and I'm still a little bit hesitant with this show. I haven't actually seen the finale of last season yet, so I don't really know what's going to go down for this season. And in the third hour is a new show, and that is called Stalker. It actually stars Maggie Q. If you do not know who that is, if you have, she was in Nikita, the show Nikita, which kind of ended, I think, last year. And then she was also in the movie Divergent. It also stars with Dylan McDermott, and he was on a show last season, but I did not know that show was actually canceled because they didn't really say anything, so I must have missed something. But anyway, what the show is about is basically those two characters come together and investigate stalkers around in the city of Los Angeles. So I really want to get more into the crime shows, mystery type shows. So this looked interesting. I have seen the promos for it. On Thursdays, this is the day I will probably be more excited about. In the first hour, this show has been my favorite show. It's a medical show, and that is Grey's Anatomy. I've seen it since the beginning. I'll I'm gonna be pretty sad if things aren't going the way that I want it to go between Meredith and Derek. If they get a divorce, I don't want to say I'll quit the show. I'll be sad. That's it. Grey's Anatomy, though, they are heading, of course, into their 11th season, another milestone. And but the seasons lately, they pretty much have been doing kind of the same. It's kind of becoming a little bit of a primetime soap opera where you get kind of different characters coming in and out. This season won't be the same without Christina. I guarantee it. She was one of my favorites. This second show on the same hour is the Vampire Diaries. This show, like the originals, I'm not really too excited about lately how they're going. I find it just a little bit dull lately compared to kind of the first couple of seasons. I don't know what else to say. I do kind of want to see what goes down with Damon and Bonnie. Will they get out of where they are? And how Elena is going to be in that. And I really like that alot is back. After that, I'm skipping an hour. I'm not seeing anything after. So in the third hour is a new show. This show I'm really, really anticipating for. And that it's called How to Get Away with Murder. Enough said, really. ABC apparently is doing a Shonda Rhimes night. Because she created Grey's Anatomy and Scandal, which I'm kind of stupid that I haven't actually started Scandal. I've never seen an episode, so I'll probably get to that. But anyway, knowing that Shonda Rhimes has created this show, I know it's going to be good because Grey's Anatomy is, like I said, has always been my favorite. And with this show, I think what it's about, I haven't really kind of looked into the synopsis of the show, but I think the basis is that this professor is teaching a class of kind of a criminology type class. I don't know really what the class is called. And what's really cool, though, is that a character on the show is actually from Harry Potter. So if you know what actor that is, let me know. There is a second show in the same hour that I watch, and that is Elementary. They are heading into their third season. This is a Sherlock Holmes twist type story, base type story. And I wasn't really enjoying the last season of it, so I really don't know what to expect for this season. So I might not be watching a lot of episodes from the season. And then on Friday is going to be the last day of the shows that I watch. And I've only had one show, sort of. I sometimes watch two. The first one is Hawaii Five-0. This is just a fun show to watch for me. I really just enjoy the characters, the storylines, the crimes, I guess. I shouldn't really enjoy crimes, but the landscape, I would love to go Hawaii someday. It has its funny moments on it. Not too much went down on the season finale. Oh, I'm sorry, I have a cold, so I've just been coughing just a little bit. But what did I say? Not much went down in the last season or the finale in the last season. What is new, I guess, for this season is that there's a new character in the group, and I thought he's is a great addition to the group. So that is all the shows that on my schedule for this season. Let me know down below if you are interested in any of the shows that I have mentioned, or what type of shows that you are planning on watching, and what new series you are anticipating for. Let me know down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Really appreciate it. And I know it's kind of getting dark right now. It's like 5 o'clock and the sun is going down. So, but anyway, that is it. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.